Welcome to the kitchen. I am so excited about today's recipe. I'm going to share with you how to make the official Matilda cake. I absolutely love Matilda, and I was so lucky that I got to make the cake for the new movie, Matilda the Musical, and this is exactly how I made it. So we're starting off with our cocoa powder. Just going to pour boiling water onto here. Just whisk it till it's smooth. I don't know if you've seen the Matilda the Musical movie with Emma Thompson, Stephen Graham. Absolutely brilliant. Well, I had to make over 200 of these cakes. It was absolutely humongous construction. We had to make tons and tons of the frosting. Yeah, all in all about a 6-week job that was. Obviously we're on set having to turn everything around really quickly, so the cake is a really easy one to put together, just wet and dry, and the frosting is super simple. It's really stable. It's a lovely ganache based frosting. It looks really gorgeous and glossy, and it's just easy to use because if it sets you can microwave it again and again and again. Everything's easy about this cake, but everything is delicious about this cake. Just ask Brucey boy. Right, so we're now going to set that to the side because that's actually quite hot at the moment. So I'm just going to leave that now while I bring the rest of the cake together. Golden caster sugar and oil. Get ready to be impressed. So just whisk that together. The nice thing about this recipe, you don't need a stand mixer, just bowls and spoons is all you need. Then crack in the eggs. One. I'm just going to do the rest of the eggs in this separate bowl, just in case I get any shell. 2. 3. 4. Then just whisk in the eggs. A single slice. Or even 2, Bruce, might have been nice. Dash of vanilla. I love using vanilla in chocolate cake because it just really sort of sets off the flavour. It's a perfect marriage. So there's eggs. Then I've got some self-raising flour. Before I add this into the mixture, I'm going to add a bit of extra baking powder for lift and some sea salt.
Someone is at the front door.
Oh, maybe it's the Trunchbull coming to get me. And just whisk that through.
It's the 3rd whisk.
3 whisks today. What I could have done if I was sensible, I could have dry whisked that first. Then I could have done that, and then I could use the ganache one for that, but I've got many whisks, so it's okay. Right, so this shouldn't be super hot when you put it into the eggy mixture because we don't want to have any seizing up problems. Oh no, made a mess there. Just so it doesn't cook it, I'm going to kind of like put in a little bit at a time and just whisk it through. Let's whisk that all together. I mean, just look how gorgeous this is already. Get every last bit out. Lastly, whole milk. Just to say, for those of you out there that are plant-based, I didn't forget about you. There's actually a plant-based version of this on my Instagram as well, so I'll put a link in the caption about that. Can you guess what comes next? The dry into your wets. Just plop it all in. Fold that through. I mean, that's one easy chocolate cake right there. Once I've kind of incorporated all the dry bits of flour, I'm going to get my whisk out and just whisk it till it's smooth. It's a bit lumpy at the moment, as you can see. Just swap to the whisk now. So you see it's quite sort of lumpy at the moment. Just give it a bit of a whisk. Oh, honestly, I looked like it was a whirlwind. I forget how many whisks. We had microwaves everywhere. We had bowls all over the place. We had just bags and bags and bags of frosting. Oh, and it was really cold weather as well. So it was just quite a battle to get all that done. But when you see the finished result, you wouldn't know it. We were professionals. And I absolutely loved doing this. You know what was one of the most lovely things about that job? I'm a bit of an Emma Thompson geek. I mean, who isn't a fan of Emma Thompson? And she'd always come into our tent, like getting a bit of chocolate cake. And I got to know her a bit and ended up doing a little cake, bit of decoration for her assistant. And she wrote me a lovely letter, a 2-page letter, you know, saying thank you. I've saved that, I'm going to frame it. Right, so there you go. So that's kind of pretty much lumpy. You don't need to be too specific, like that's fine. So now I'm going to divide it between the tins. So this recipe, I'm making a 3-layer 9-inch cake. I'll put everything down here, but you can half it and make a 2-layer 8-inch. Just for your information, the biggest tier of the Matilda cake on set was 20 inches. So we made that up using 4 12-inch sponges, which we cut down. Definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. It's blooming brilliant. Right, so just divide between the 3 tins. Right, so I'm going to pop these in the oven to bake for about 20 minutes until they're cooked through and the skewer comes out clean, and then we'll come back when they are cooled down and we will do the frosting. For the frosting, I've got some dark chocolate and I'm going to pour on boiling cream. Pop on a plate to trap the heat. I'm going to leave that for 5 minutes and then stir it together. Smells very chocolatey. You want to just stir it with a spoon in the middle of the mixture, just to bring the ganache together. And what you'll see is it will start to kind of pull in like a sort of kaleidoscope of chocolate. Look at that. It's like something out of Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. Talking of Roald Dahl, Matilda. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Rich and glossy ganache there. Set that aside just to cool until it's kind of just warm to touch, not too hot, because when we put the icing sugar and butter in, if it's too hot, it's going to split. So I'm just going to set it aside and come back once that's cooled down a little bit and bring it together. Right, my ganache has cooled right down. You can see it's almost set. So now I'm going to add the icing sugar, sieve that in. We don't want any lumps. Because if there's any lumps, I think the Trunchbull will put me in the chokey. Just going to gradually whisk this in. So this icing sugar we're adding in is giving it a bit more sort of thickness and also making it sweet, because it'd be very bitter with no sugar. Last bit. And then I melted my butter and let it cool. Just add a little bit in and just whisk this through so it's lovely and smooth. I'm going to use my spatula just to get all of this in now, so I don't have any like lumps in my final frosting. This icing, I will say, is the best chocolate frosting recipe in the world. Last bit going in there. Just get all of that bit out there, come on. It's velvety smooth, just the right amount of sweetness, not too sweet. So you don't want to whisk it too much. If you sort of whisk it on a high speed for too long, you're going to add too much air into it. You want to kind of keep it velvety smooth so it's very easy to palette over your sponges. So there you have it. The icing is still nice and soft, easy to spread. You'll find this sets quite firmly, this icing, and I wanted it to do that because obviously when we were on set and we had like a giant cake, it needs to hold its shape. It sets at room temperature but it stays glossy. If you find it gets a little bit too stiff to spread on, you can just put it into the microwave for 5 seconds or so, just stir it to bring it back, or over a bain-marie, just a few seconds, just stir it gently just to soften it. And you can do that a few times. It's a really, really forgiving icing. Right, so I'm going to set this aside, wash my hands. I've got my sponges. It's time to bring this cake to life. Now for the fun part, putting it together. And let me tell you, I can do these in a record time of less than 2 minutes each cake, because we were being snapped at on set, I can tell you. Nice generous amount of frosting. And just spread over. Look how, it's just absolutely gorgeous to work with, this is. So I'm going to try and get it level-ish. You know, this is the Matilda cake that was made by Cookie at school. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's, you know, just a giant chocolate fudge cake, so don't be too precise. I'm just getting it to come just outside the edge so that I can smooth over the gap. Cake number 2. These are very delicate sponges. And they're a bit sticky, because they are delicious. Look, I mean, see the flex on that sponge. Have you ever seen such a flexible friend in your life? Right, wash my hands, sorry. Splodge your frosting. Gorgeous. Right. Final sponge going on. As always, when we are doing our last sponge, we flip it over so that we've got the smooth side on the top. Line it up roughly. Again, we're not being super neat. The luscious flicks and the sort of texture is what we're after. Before I go over with the full coverage, I'm just going to smooth around those gaps. This one doesn't get crumb coated, it literally goes on all in one. And just so smooth. Splodgy on the top. Right, let's load this bad boy up. I'm just going to put loads of extra frosting on and just spread it all over the sides. And then I'm going to do that signature Matilda finish. Right, so let's just let that fall over the edge of the cake. Alexa, stop. Bring it all the way around the side. Just let that cascade down. Nice and thick. Right, so you can see it's all kind of covered, all looking lovely. Now I'm just going to take my clean palette knife and I'm going to spin it around and just create that kind of swirl around the outside. That's why it's quite handy to have a turntable. If you haven't got a turntable, top tip, you can use a microwave plate from the inside of your microwave, or you can go online and look for TV turntable, and you can buy little plastic ones for about £2. They are very worth having if you like a bit of baking. Let me get on with it. Just keep spinning. And as you get round to where you started, you just lift up your knife like a couple of centimetres, just to kind of create that lovely, luscious, swirly texture on the outside, all the way up to the top. Then swirl on the top. I just like to use a smaller one and just start on the outside. And once you get round to where you started, just go in ever decreasing circles, bringing it inwards to the middle. It's just like chocolate mousse or a truffle. It's blooming lovely. No wonder Bruce couldn't keep his paws off it. Just going to give it a bit of a clean off here, just any crumbs. Don't worry too much if there's a little bit kind of dripping from the bottom of the cake. Don't want any rogue ones. Stem on cherries. The best way to do this, because you can never sort of like work out how to get evenly spaced. So here's a top tip for you. 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Then you can just go in between. That's a nice way to kind of make sure you get them evenly spaced. I love giving you my top tips. And then, of course, just need one for the middle. What do you think? There you have it. The iconic Matilda Bruce Bogtrotter chocolate cake. Honestly, once you've tried it, you'll never do another chocolate cake recipe again. Everything you need to make this is just down there. Hope you'll make one and enjoy, and let me know if you do. I can hear the Trunchbull coming.